Hey beautiful beings, welcome to BeenieTV, where I offer you sprinkles of spiritual sassiness and teach you how to mind your own blissness. Please excuse my voice. My voice is coming back. I'm getting over a chest cold, so please don't mind me. It ain't the Rona. It ain't the Rona. You guys know, before we get into today's video, I'm going to be doing a makeup chit chat, what I want to talk about, what's been coming up for me, what spirit wants you to know in today's video. And you guys know, before we get into all of that, we are going to go ahead and go into today's affirmation. So go ahead and take a deep breath in, release. I let go of all ancestral patterns of lack from my subconscious now. I let go of all ancestral patterns of lack from my subconscious now. I let go of ancestral patterns of lack from my subconscious now. And so it is. Take a deep breath in, release. And any smoke you see, it's just my incense. You know, your girl does not smoke weed. You know, I do edibles once a year when I go to LA. But that's just the incense going. All right, so how are y'all doing? Let me know in the comments below, how are you doing? If you guys don't know, I own my own brand, Salome Shea, where I sell ethically sourced shea butter from a woman-owned facility in Ghana, as well as moisturizing black soap and waist beads. So if you're looking to take your self-care game to the next level, add a little bit of that black-owned to your it girl self-care routine, be sure to click the link below. So something that I want to talk about is how the parents that I came through in this dimension, I'm going to use the words mother and father just so everyone can understand, but these are the humans that my soul decided to come through. We're in a cult. My mother and father and my grandmother for a little bit were in a cult in New York for almost 10 years. Every 4 to 5 days, 4 to 5 days out of the week, they would drive from New Jersey to either the Bronx or Queens to go to this church. This church ran by this woman who was evil-spirited and was using magic in a negative, disgusting way to abuse and manipulate people in the church, including my parents. So I'm not gonna look for it, but I have pictures of me at the church, and you know, all the women had to wear white. They had to cover their hair in like white scarves, white handkerchiefs. And growing up, and this was the reason why my father was not in my life at all. He, the leader of the cult church, ended up using magic in her negative way to put a spell on my father. And unfortunately, my father was weak-spirited. He did not take care of his spiritual self while here on this earth, and fell victim to that spell. And he basically, it overtook him. He forgot my mother. He forgot how much he loved my mother. He forgot how much he loved me. He forgot how much he loved my little brother. And he left us. And the leader of the cult church assigned my father to marry someone else. Because at that point, after like 10 years after I was born, this was around the age where I was 2, she has visions and she has dreams, and she said she could see the spirit of the woman of the church. Finally, after a decade, she could finally see. I'm using the Hydro Prime from Milk. I know, so awkward talking about cults and being like, yeah, this is my primer, but I'm shooting content today and this was just on my spirit to talk about. And after so many years, she finally saw who the cult leader was. It was a woman at that. a woman from Ghana. If you guys don't know, I'm Ghanaian American, first generation American. My mom and dad are Ghanaian. I'm from my family's from Chebi. I'm Achim. That's the tribe that I'm from, and I speak Tree. Just if any Ghanaians are watching, or if any other Ghanaians have also been through this and left, and because she left, it was like the leader of the church retaliated against my mother and took her husband, her provider, her partner, the father of her children, and assigned him to marry someone else. So I have 3 half siblings I've never met in my life. I actually have a half sibling. There's another child that comes before me that I've never met, and he's half Irish. My dad grew up very, very poor, and so when he got a little bit older, he became a stowaway on ships that were going to Europe, and he ended up in Europe. He ended up in Italy and learned how to become a chef, learned how to cook. And here in America, my dad was an executive chef at Cipriani in New York in the 80s, almost making $100,000 a year. And my mom and dad were like getting ready to move to Pennsylvania and buy a house and do the whole American dream thing. And then, I mean, her life, my brother's life, you know, shattered into a million pieces. Now, for a long time, I never wanted to share that story because I have a narcissistic mother and who has been through so much pain and has identified with her pain and her ego, and has told me that she has shut off her emotions. At 11 years old, she shut off her emotions. Like so many of our mothers, right? In the African community, in the Black American community, we have so many mothers and fathers, aunts and uncles who shut off their emotions at a very young age because of the deep hell and deep lack of love that they were existing in here in this third dimension. So because I had a narcissistic mother who was also emotionally neglectful, and she was emotionally neglectful, and I think was so disconnected from all the trauma in her life, like from birth, all the trauma she's endured in her life, and really just cocooned herself in the victim mode. And I came as the empath. Like, I'm an empath, I'm an empowered empath, and I came and I spent 24 years of my life, or 27 years of my life. I'm 32, but I'm trying to do the math with, you know, infancy and stuff like that. Just coddling her and licking her wounds and making sure she was okay. So it was like a narcissistic, codependent relationship. And from the outside, you would think that, oh, you know, Abena's got this great single mother, and she's got her grandmother, oh, and her brother is so funny, and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, and through my Saturn's return, through doing the deep ancestral healing, doing the deep shadow work, I realized that on the outside, this human existence that I had was a piece of shit with glitter covered around it. Let me know in the comments if you can relate. But it was not what it appeared to be. And when you have a narcissistic parent, your trauma, your pain, your anger, your sadness, your emotions, your feelings don't matter. Okay, so I grew up not believing I grew up disassociating in order to survive, right? I grew up like disassociating, like, no. My father and mother were not in a cult, and my dad was not taken out of my life for 30 years. Or it's not 30 years, it's because he left when I was 2 and was under that spell until I was about 19. So, I was like, no, this is not real. And unfortunately, being introduced to spirituality in that very scary way as a child, because I've known this story since I was a child, And it was not told in a way of, yes, this happened, but this is not voodoo. This is not what Christianity is. This is not what voodoo is. This is not what being connected to God is. You know, there was no, yes, this happened, but this is what is real. Love is real. Trust is real. You are powerful. You know, I didn't grow up that way. So I've had to do a lot of work with making sure that as a starseed, as a spiritual being, that I had to push through a lot of ancestral fears. My grandmother had a lot of fears around my mother being gifted. My mother has a gift of sight. She can see spirits. She can see things. She can see people. You know what I mean? She can see people's spirits. And because of colonization and the British people, the Anglo-Saxons coming to Africa and telling Africans that what they're doing is evil and that what they're doing is savage. Like, they've projected their own self-hate onto Africans. So West Africans have become so Christian and so disconnected from who they really are. And my grandmother did that to my mother, projected this fear, projected this non-self-acceptance. And my mother projected that onto me. So it's taken me 3-4 years to take that off, because that's not me, right? Like, that's not how I was born. That's not how God designed me to be. No, I'm a starseed. I'm from a completely other galaxy. I came to this family to cut off and disconnect lack of love, lack of romantic relationships. You know, my grandma died not in love and without money. You know, she had to herself her house, but that's it. She had she had a house and that was it, you know. So I'm here, and like I've been saying on this channel for years, we are generational curse breakers. And I was saying that before I really even started generationally curse breaking, okay? So it took me a long time to tell this story, because because it always felt like it wasn't my story. It's not about me. Let my mother be in the front. This is her story. This is her life. It's not anyone's business. And it is my story. It is part of the hell that I went through in this third dimension, that my soul knew I had to go through. It is my story. And I think that's why it's so important for me to speak it out loud. Like, I've told people this story, but that's the thing, is like, when you are in a narcissistic environment, you're an empath, you take on their energy. If you're taking on their energy and it lives in your aura, you're going to continue to attract people like that. So if I would tell someone my story, I would get no sympathy, I would get no empathy, I would get no understanding, I would get no acknowledgement of Abena, the person who went through this thing. And now that that's off of me, I know that I will receive the empathy that I give, the love that I give, the support that I give, the understanding that I give. And now I feel really free. I feel really free. I know I'm supposed to be doing my makeup, but I think I just had to say that, and now I just have to edit this video, and now I just have to upload it. But if you have ever gone through anything like that, it doesn't even matter if you're white or Ghanaian or Nigerian or whatever. Like, let me know in the comments below if you have ever been through something like that. If you have had like not traumatic, but like, you know, just like things that other people don't understand. Like, if I walk around saying like, oh yeah, like I was born in a cult, that's not everyday conversation. It's like, oh yeah, my dad was an alcoholic, or my dad was on drugs. Like, no. But to say like, oh yeah, your dad had to move on in his human journey to, but he did that by succumbing to a spell that someone put on him. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't go around saying that. People don't really, a lot of people don't have that experience. So that's why I'm sharing it on YouTube, because I know that I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. And that's like, and I'm moving out, I'm out, right? I'm out of that hell experience, because everyone experiences hell here in this third dimension, right? Everyone's hell is different. As an empath, my hell was not receiving love, was not being understood, was people lowering me, right? People lowering me, people trying to lower me to their level by insulting the way that I ate, criticizing the way that I ate food, criticizing how much toilet paper I would use, criticizing the way I would cut my onions. I mean, guys, the criticisms that I have been through from friends and family is just incredible. It's incredible. It's incredible the work that I have fucking done to get it all off of me, to no longer live as a victim, to not become like the people that I used to be around. It is a miracle. And if anyone who used to know me is watching this, you don't know me now at all. And I have released you with love. And may our paths literally like never cross again. Literally. Okay. So this is the foundation that I use. That's okay. I guess this is not really a makeup video because it's too much. It's like ancestral healing. Here's the foundation that I use. But we gonna keep going. So this is Beauty Counter. It is completely free of all toxic chemicals, no parabens, no phthalates, nothing in here will disrupt your skin cells or your endocrine system at all. Okay, so Beauty Counter, and the shades run really well. I know I should wet this, I should be doing my eyebrows, but I'm a little discombobulated. And the thing is, outside of my apartment is yellow, so that's why you're seeing like this yellow kind of orangey tinge on me. Let me look. And I can't even like, I have no idea how this is gonna look on camera, but I really had the idea to do my makeup, but it's just not gonna work. But this beauty sponge is from Grove Collaborative, and it is sustainable, and it is, you can plant this. You can plant this after you finish using it. So we really are just moving. I finally found a foundation that is clean. I found a makeup sponge. Like, my makeup is 100% clean. My foundation is clean. My concealer, yeah, I use my Milk concealer, which is clean. So I finally moved to fully clean makeup. Now, I really tried to do my makeup, y'all, but I just can't. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do my makeup and talk about this thing. I tried. It was cute for 5 seconds. Y'all saw the primer. I tried. But one thing I want to do is I want to, Spirit, what is something that you would have them know right now? Anger is not the answer. Anger is not the answer. That's what's coming up. So if you're watching this and maybe what I said resonated and it got you hot, it got you upset, got you angry, it got you sad, anger is not the answer. You will go through anger as you go through your Saturn return, as you open up, as spirit opens up your eyes and you see, oh wait, the mother I had, the father I had, the brother I had, the friends I had, the lovers I had were not what I saw them as, you're gonna get angry. You are going to get angry. Anger is a natural human emotion that we are born with. We are born with like 5 or 7 natural emotions and feelings, and anger, sadness, disgust, happiness, and something else. But anger is natural. When it takes over you, when you identify with the egoic story, and you identify with those emotions, that's when you're becoming like those people. And you came to that family lineage to restore faith, restore love, restore abundance, restore financial success. That's what you came to that family to do, and so much more through yourself, and so that your children will never have to go through that ever again. Your children will go through trials and tribulations, because this is the 3rd dimension, so don't get it twisted. But at least you know that majority of it will not be at your hands. So anger is not the answer. And you guys have to remember that love is not romance. Love is the most powerful energy in the entire existence of existences. Okay, so when we say like Jesus is love, and that's why Jesus is the name above all names, that's what we're talking about. So when I say that I release you with love, I say that I release you with the power of the universe, okay? I am releasing you with the power of 1,000 angels, okay? I am releasing you with the power of 1,000 lightning bolts, okay? So remember that love is the answer. The power of love is the answer, not anger. Anger is too easy. Anger is egoic. Anger is too low. You are a high vibrating being. Love is the answer. And love can slice and dice through anything, any egoic thing, any multi-dimensional thing. Love. Okay? Y'all just gonna have to go on TikTok and Instagram to check out what this makeup was gonna look like, because today is a content day. I love you guys so much. Okay? Let me know in the comments below what came up for you. Send me some healing love so I can get my throat chakra back. I love y'all. I see y'all. I understand y'all. Okay? Thank you for tuning into this video. Be sure to subscribe, turn the notification bells on, and look out, because my website is coming, AbenaAnsah.com, where you will be able to book some tarot readings, some soul sessions with me again. I'm bringing those back. One-on-one yoga sessions. I am so excited to be in community with you once again. So thank you for riding with me these like 9 years of being on YouTube and talking about things that were not popular years ago that are popular today. Okay, she a trendsetter. She a trendsetter. Let me see y'all get some braided bobs. Okay. This is giving we are living single. What's the character's name? What was her name again? Clarice? What was her name? Maxine. Okay, this is giving Maxine, honey. All right. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to shop Salome Shea, where I sell ethically sourced shea butter from a woman-owned facility in Ghana. And I love you. I see you. You got this. Peace.